Okay, I figured a quick video is probably easier than doing screenshots or trying to type out a long explanation for that crafting thing, for the gemstones or whatever they're called. If you go to your crafting bench, this is where you craft all this, you know, all your stuff. You craft all that. You've got these two other things up here, which one of them I did and the other one was the strong box. But if you go to this middle one here, you can switch out, like, whatever you need. Like, okay, say you need these red, whatever these are. I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff. So you need these red gemstones. Or what's probably easier is these little ones, because there's probably more of these. So say you need the red ones. You can use the blue ones with this dust, whatever this is, to make the blue ones into red. You get these from the Stardust Exchange. So I thought when you clicked on it, it went to that, but apparently it does not. Anyway, so this will change the blue ones into red ones. Or you can choose, like, green ones, like, whichever ones you need to do, you can switch other ones into it. So say you don't want to use the blue ones, or if you don't have enough of the blue ones, because I ended up with a ton of these yellow ones, because when you fight all the geo things, you get all these yellow things, and I don't upgrade any of my geo characters, so I had a ton of these yellow ones. But I used a lot of, like, these, like, 4 right here. I used some of the red ones, I guess, but not as much. I used more of these, like, 4 here. So anyway, say you need the red ones. Say you didn't want to use the blue ones, or you were out. If you click on this paper thing here, it'll let you pick a different one. So if you don't want to use the blue ones, like I said, I was using these. I have 141 of these yellow, like, fragments or whatever they're called. So if I want to use these yellow ones, I click on this. Well, I don't click on that. I always do this wrong. You click somewhere over here, and it switches this from blue to yellow. So now I can use these yellow ones to turn them into these red ones. Or I can do the blue. I can turn them into the blue ones, and, like, so it switched to red. If I don't want to use the red, I click on the papers. I want to use the yellow ones instead. I just click on that. It changes it to the yellow ones. So I can turn the yellow ones into blue ones. And it works for all of these. Like, if I have yellow of these, like, if I want to turn into green, but I don't want to use the red ones, if I click here, I can use, I've got 39. So really, you could craft up the yellow ones into these and then switch them from yellow to whatever other, or whatever color you want. Like I said, I've got obviously an abundance of these yellow geo things, because, I mean, between co-oping, exploring, you're gonna, like, beat stuff that drops these. So I think that's where most of them come from, honestly, because I don't really fight the geo bosses for anything, and if I do, I don't collect on them, because I'm usually co-oping to help somebody else, and I don't level those characters up. So that's how this works. And like I said, this dust stuff comes from the Stardust Exchange, so I'll show you that in just a second. But also down here, these are all of your boss drops for leveling up your talents. So all those trounce domains where you need to use these to level your talents up, you can switch these also. So I do a lot with these right here, actually. So Azdaha, if I'm even saying that right, drops these, and I use these for a lot of talents. And I also use these, mostly this flower, which comes from Signora's domain. So say I needed these flowers, like, I always use these flowers, but I don't have any, or, like, I fight her and she drops these other stupid things, like this heart or whatever, that I don't need to use, but I need the flower. So if I want to craft the flower, those bosses also drop these things, which are called dream solvents, or actually, okay, the Great Wolf of the North challenge reward drops these. He'll drop these dream solvents. So if you get these, you can trade in or change these other things into the one you want. So I've got 3 of these stupid butterfly things. Like, say I don't need 3 of them, but I need a flower. I can use 1 dream solvent and then 1 of this and change it into that. Or if I, like say I wanted to use the heart, this is the same concept as the other one. You click on the papers, you can pick, I have 9 of these. So if I really need that flower, I can click here. I can use one of these 9 hearts to turn it into one of these flowers, but it also uses this dream solvent. And the dream solvent isn't as easy to get, but you can get it. So like I said, I've got 2 right now. I do that boss domain like every week or every other week or something like that. So it's not they don't drop a lot, so you kind of have to watch what you're using it for, but these billet things too, you can change these into something else, but this looks like it takes 2 dream solvents. I don't think I've ever done it for these. And these are what you use to craft your weapons, these billets. But I've crafted weapons, but I've never changed one into the other. But it looks like it's the same thing, maybe. Like you use one and turn it into the other thing that you need, I guess. I don't know. But you can do it for almost all this stuff. You can change it into something else, as long as you have whatever you need to change. Like this claw. I know some of them use, like Bennett and Venti use a lot of the Dvalin Storm Terror stuff, so you can change, like, I don't know which one uses which, but you could change a plume into a claw or the other way around, depending on what you have in your inventory. But it does take that dream solvent. And then, so what, the other one was the dust. So if you go to your, like, shop, it was Stardust, I think. So in the Stardust exchange, here it is, this dust right here. So you get 10 of these for 5 of the Stardust, whatever they are. Stardusts is. So you get 10 of them for every 5 that you spend. So they're, I mean, if you've got a ton of these, then you can get a lot of this dust stuff for not a lot of whatever this currency is. It's a different type of currency, basically. There's, you know, Star Glitter, Stardust, and then Primo Gems. So the Stardust, you can get, for every 5, you get 10 of these. So really you could do, I mean, you could do whatever you wanted with it. I don't really need them right now, so I'm not going to buy them, but that's how you get the dust. And then, like I said, you just craft into whatever it is, gemstones, or if you need the boss, like I said, the level up material from the boss drops, you can do it that way too. And I figured, like I said, this video is probably easier than trying to type it all out and explain it. So hopefully that helps. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. But it's in the menu when you go to the crafting thing. And there's so many menus in this game. I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up with this stuff. Like, I mean, you've got all these menus for, like, all this different stuff. And that's where I get stuck on that new Star Rail game, is all these menus. And, like, where do you go to find this? Like, my niece and I were just talking yesterday about this archive right here. If you click on that. So I thought this was interesting. These living beings. So it shows you all of the living beings in the game. So here's all your enemies, your abyss things. Because obviously I've not gotten to the end of the abyss, obviously. But it shows all your enemies here. But if you click up here on this little paw print, this shows you all the animals. And you can catch these animals, and I'm not sure if everybody knows how to buy that net from that lady in Inazuma. I know some people don't have it open, or I don't know if you've even talked to her, because some people, everybody plays different, and different goals, different play styles or whatever, but there's a lady that will sell you a net, but it's like 10,000 more or something stupid. But you can buy a net and you can catch some of these animals, and this shows you which ones you can catch. And if you click on it, which I didn't know either, it'll show you how many you've caught down here. So since I just found this out yesterday, I've only gone through and I caught one. Well, this one, I caught one of these. If you go to Timmy, the bridge where Timmy has all his stupid birds, you can catch those there. I've caught this dusk bird. That one was pretty easy because they don't really fly away that fast. I caught the fox yesterday. I knew I caught a desert fox because I was like, oh, that's cute. I want to see if I can catch it. This is an Inazuma Kitsune thing, I think it's pronounced. I don't know. But I've got 11 of those because those are easy to catch. Finally caught a squirrel yesterday. And then, what did my niece tell me? I've got a toolbar in the way. There's like that magnifying glass. You can turn it, and you can see the little animal. I think they're so cute. I don't know what oh, that hides the description. Yeah, so it'll show you which ones because you can't catch all of them, but you can catch some of them, and it'll tell you how many you caught. So what I was after was this snow weasel, which I did not catch, but I did catch this blue. Look how cute this is, you guys. Oh my god. Look at it. It's like purple and blue. This is from the mines underground, and I caught one. You can find them on the map too. There's I don't think it's the interactive map, but somewhere in Google, you can find everything on Google. It'll show you where to find these things, because this one's super cute too. I want to catch that one. And there's an achievement for catching a certain number of creatures. You can catch all this stuff, which I didn't really realize you could catch all of these. Which, I mean, and you can pick them up, obviously, but you can catch them with the net. So you throw the net on them, and you can catch them with the net, not just pick them up and use them in your inventory. I mean, I guess it's probably the same thing. I don't really know what the difference is, like with the frogs and stuff. If you catch the frogs with the net, because I haven't tried any of this stuff down here. Because, like I said, I honestly didn't know you could catch this until yesterday. There was something somewhere. I was going to talk about something else with one of these things. What was it? Weasels, cats. I'm trying to think before I like close out of the video, and then I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember what it was, because that's what I always do. Was it something about these? I don't remember. I honestly don't. If I do remember, I'll just type it in a message for you guys. But this also has, like I found this yesterday too, materials. If you go here and click on the food thing, it'll show you all the recipes. I don't know if it shows you, this one doesn't show you like how many you've cooked, but the ones that aren't lit up, you haven't made yet. So I found that. Some of these are special dishes, and some are recipes that you get from quests. So the ones that I haven't made, and I went through and I made a whole bunch of them yesterday, honestly. 2 of them they're a special dish created by characters that I don't have. And then a couple of these are from world quests. This potato boat, I think, is one. And 1 or 2 of these were from an event. So I don't know if I missed the event or I didn't get the recipe from it, or I'm not sure. Because all the events, I collect everything I can. Like, if there's something to collect, I want to get it. So like some of these I don't have, obviously. Like I said, some of them come from characters I don't have. It's their specialty dish. And if anybody doesn't know for that, when you go to cook, so let's say you're going to cook something, and I think this one is a good pick one. So when you go to cook it, when you have your person here on who's cooking, usually if you haven't made it before, it'll like blink or it'll light up. If you click on the circle, it will let you change who's cooking. So if you use these 3 right here, you'll get a 12% chance to obtain double the product. But if you use Yanfei for this particular one, she may make a special dish, which is her special dish. So if you use her to cook it, you have an option to get that. But if you use the other 3, and if you use them for any, so restorative effects, anything that'll give you like more HP or increase your health or something, these 3 will give you double product when you cook these. So Yanfei, this is crab roe tofu. So if you use her, and I'll just do like 5 of them because usually it'll give you like an extra or whatever. It didn't. That figures. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not going to have 100 of these. Oh, there's 10 already. Because I don't really use these that often. Let's try 10. I mean, there's a small % chance to do it, but so here it is right here. So Yanfei, you get the crab roe, whatever it is. And then she made 3 of these. This is her specialty dish, My Way, obtained by cooking. Yanfei's specialty is crab roe tofu, done blah, 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 blah. So it made her specialty dish, and I actually got 3 of those. So that's with the cooking, if anybody didn't know that too. There's like little things here and there in the game that I don't know how people find these out. I don't know how I found out some of them. But I mean, there's so much to like do and find, and like I said, a lot of it has to do with some of these menus, like not knowing where to go in the menu or what the menus list. There's just, I mean, there's so much stuff. I mean, I know I went through some of that before, but I don't know. If there's anybody has questions on any of this, or if it didn't make sense, I know I started off on one thing, it kind of went to something else, but let me know. And I can either explain it or I can go through a different video to like break it down more or something like that. But hopefully this helps you guys.